What's up, everybody? This is Jeremy. I'm going to go with my UFC 128 predictions real quick. I'm going to change the format a little bit. I'm going to kind of do the main event, just talk very little about two other fights, and then a fight that's not really talked about probably quite as much as the others. So for Krokop and Shab, this is really tough. If this, I'll go ahead and say this. Krokop, I think physically he still has it more than a lot of the older fighters like Liddell and Vanderlei and some of the other ones that are kind of starting to slow down physically. I think Krokop is more of a mental thing than anything. I think that's what's holding him back. I think if he comes in aggressive, he wins this fairly easily. If not, I think he's just gonna be hesitant. He's gonna sit back and get picked apart. One big shot will probably hurt him pretty bad from Shab. So I want to go Krokop, but I don't know, man. He just doesn't seem motivated anymore. So I'm going to go with Shab on that one, as much as I hate to say it. Marquardt, Akiyama. I think it's going to be a stand-up war. I think in the end, Marquardt's got better striking, so I'm just going to go with that real quick. Main event, Shogun and John Jones. This one's really kind of tough for me just because Shogun's coming back from an injury, and you never really know how he does with that. John Jones, he's just being shoved into this really fast. A huge step up for him. I mean, going from the best fighter he's fought so far is Bader, straight up to Shogun. That's a lot to ask. He's by far the more athletic guy. He's probably a lot faster. But when it comes to just technique overall, I'm talking jiu-jitsu, everything other than probably wrestling, it's Shogun. I think what it comes down to is, in the end, Shogun's too experienced. I think his striking is too good. I think his jiu-jitsu is too good. John Jones, I think he has potential to be the best ever at 205. If he keeps moving up, stepping up his game, training, all that. So going with Shogun right now, but in a couple years, I think another year, 2 years, if I had to say, all over, maybe Jones at that point, but right now Shogun. Kamal Shaloris against Jim Miller. It's a fight not a lot of people are talking about. Jim Miller, I think he's a legit top 5 lightweight at this point. Really sick submissions. He'd throw off submissions from everywhere. Stand up, I think Miller doesn't have great stand up, but I think it's it's efficient. It's pretty nice. He keeps his hands up. Pretty quick. His wrestling's pretty decent. Shaloris, his striking isn't really that technical. He's kind of sloppy. He throws the big, overhand rights and stuff, but he's not too technical. He keeps his hands down a little bit too much. So I think Miller will pick him apart, but at the same time, I think Shaloris has the wrestling that eventually, if he tries, I think he'll get Miller down. You can look for Shaloris to throw a lot of knees, especially up close against the cage and stuff, even if they're not clinched up. I've noticed in his fights he likes to throw knees up close. He can take a good amount of punishment. I mean, he doesn't really recover too quickly from it, but I mean, I've seen him in fights where he's just gotten pounded on, and he can definitely take a lot of punishment. So I think in the end, I think Miller will pull off a submission. I think it'll be a pretty close fight for a while. I think Shaloris will probably take him down, then Miller will, like I said, throw off crazy submission attempts from all over the place like he does. And I think at some point he will definitely catch Shaloris. So that is my 4 fights I'm going to do. I might do the others in the description. So post a comment back. Let me know what you guys think as far as who you think are going to win these fights that I posted, and the others too, like Uriah Faber, some of those other fights. But definitely check out my videos, subscribe. I don't care if you agree with my videos. I don't really care. I just like to talk to people about MMA and stuff like that. So definitely, if you like MMA and like talking about predictions and stuff as far as upcoming fights, I don't care if you agree or not. That's fine. I like to see different points of view as far as this stuff. So definitely comment, subscribe. If you have friends that are into MMA, definitely have them check out my stuff, because I plan on doing this for all the UFC events, Strikeforce, all that probably. So keep checking back and post your shit predictions.